Hey guys, and welcome to today's designer bag review video. It's been a while I made one, but I purchased a bag recently that I'm super happy with, and I thought you should hear a little bit more about it because I think it's a very underrated bag in the designer bag community, or just like in, within designer bags. So I think it deserves a little bit more spotlight than it gets. I'm sorry about my voice. I think I'm getting sick, but I'm gonna talk this video through either way. If you're new to my channel, my name is Vivi. I create fashion and skincare related videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. So if you want to see more of that and more designer reviews and things like that, then remember to subscribe and like this video so I can grow my channel, and you can also see more of my videos. So the start of today's video is this Mulberry bag. This is the Keeley Satchel bag. I mean, this is the name of it. I just don't know how to pronounce it. I could barely find any information about this bag online. I mean, couldn't really find any reviews or videos about it. And I think the internet needed it because I think this is a really amazing bag. Short story time and a little bit about the bag and like the background of the bag. I saw this bag first, I think around maybe 2 years ago, 1.5, something like that, when we went to the Mulberry store with my friend. We went to pick up another bag. That was the first time I saw this bag, and I thought, wow, this is so gorgeous. I've never been interested in Mulberry. I think the Mulberry style is really far away from me. I think it's more for like mature people or women. And also I think it's super popular, some of the designs here in Denmark. And I felt like I've seen it on so many people. I almost like gotten sick of it. I really didn't want any Mulberry bag, and as I said, I just couldn't find any that resonated with me. But when I saw this, I right away fell in love with it. I tried it on. I really liked how it sit on me, the size and the colors, everything. But in Danish crowns, it was around 10,000 retail price. And I mean, I feel like it's too much for a Mulberry bag because I'm not interested in the brand. I know the quality is great with all Mulberry bags, and that's something I heard for years. Like every time I listen to a review about a Mulberry bag, I only hear good things about the quality of the bags. But I just feel like, the brand itself didn't resonate with me. And I also thought, I had my eye on an Yves Saint Laurent bag, which is again black leather with silver hardware. So I thought if it's more or less in the same price range, then why not, save a little bit more and buy that. So I really didn't want to spend like the full retail price on this bag, but I still saved it on some websites. I think I had it on my Farfetch wish list as well, but the price never really changed. And I thought that Mulberry has sales kind of often, but I don't know, I never found it. And probably there was a sale on this bag at one point as well, but I wasn't there. I didn't see it, so I missed out on it. And a few weeks ago I looked up on my Farfetch, and when I saw this bag again, I saw it was sold out. I couldn't see it on the website anymore, and I started to think, okay, maybe I missed my chance to get this bag. I think it must have been a seasonal bag because I personally cannot find it anywhere. Maybe you can still get it. I can see some similar like this. So they had I don't know what line is this. Normally I'm more educated on my bags, but this was something else, and as I said, I'm not really into Mulberry. But when this line came out, they also had like the same like crocodile design in different shapes. So those I could still see some places, like little luxury shops here in my city, or just throughout Denmark. But this I haven't seen anywhere. So I had like a little FOMO moment, and I started looking it up on Vestiaire Collective. I actually been looking for this bag on Vestiaire Collective before, couldn't find it. I could only see, because this bag has been going on for quite some time, this model, but not the exact same one. So you can have this in smaller size, I think, and not so much the stiff material. You can get it with different colors, and then also with gold hardware. I didn't like any of those. This is the only one I like from this line, and so I really wanted this, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Vestiaire Collective, you get the point. But then we have something here in the market which is called Trend Sales. It's also like a second-hand app and website where you can buy basic high street things, but also designer stuff. And suddenly I found this one. A woman was selling it, and it was in pristine condition. It was barely used. I think she must have used it a handful of times, not even a scratch, nothing, and she was selling it half retail price, or maybe even less. But we were negotiating with the price, but then you also have to pay insurance and things like that, so it ended up around half retail price, which I think is a really good price. After finding it, I think I bought it within 2 days because I felt like for full price I didn't want this bag, even though the quality is there and it's super pretty and it's really in the aesthetic I wanted to, but it's simply the brand I didn't want to pay so much for. That's one thing. And then the other thing is when I buy designer things, I always consider, okay, what if I'm going to sell that item at one point? How is the resale value? And I feel like with Mulberry, or at least with this line, the resale value is bad. So this I could only see for half or less than half retail price on Vestiaire and other places, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to lose 5,000 on it if one day I decide to sell this. That's just, it's not worth it for me. All the other designer items I have, I bought either full price, but then I know the resale price is still good, or I already bought them, you know, secondhand, where I saved a lot of money. So even if I lose some, price per wear will be okay, in my opinion. So I felt like with this half retail price, I got a super good deal for myself. I still think I wouldn't buy this full price just because of my own budget. Maybe if you have a bigger budget and you don't save up for something, you know, bigger, or you don't have something else in your wish list, maybe it would be worth it to pay full price just because of the quality and how much I love this. But if you're also one who thinks about resale price, then this is not a bag that you should buy full price, if you of course still can get it. So that was basically the, you know, the background and my experience with the bag. And now let's have some close-up on the bag. So I think it's a pretty small to medium sized bag. I have some smaller and bigger bags as well, but I think this is exactly the perfect sized bag. It is a crossbody bag. I think I would say maybe the only thing I would change about it is the crossbody strap, because it is leather, and for me it always looks more expensive, more luxurious when it comes with a chain instead of the leather strap. I think it makes it more versatile as well, but I'm still, you know, okay with it. I think it looks still good with most of the things, and maybe it would be too much with this because you have a lot of silver going on anyway. So you have the silver hardware here, and then you also have this little decoration chain here, which is actually detachable. I haven't taken it off yet. I think it's a very nice detail to the bag, and if you wanted to wear it more classy, then you could take it off. But I think because the strap is leather, I will not wear it to super fancy occasions anyway. So then, you know, taking this off wouldn't really make sense for me personally. But of course, it depends on your style. So size-wise, it is, I think, the perfect everyday bag. Color-wise, again, perfect. I really needed a black crossbody bag with silver hardware. This definitely was missing from my collection. I still want the Yves Saint Laurent bag, but not now. I'm gonna wait for that a little bit more. More about the details. Super sturdy material. I really like the croco detail. I think on some bags it could look cheap, but I think they made it very well. The leather is not really buttery, soft leather. It's more like really like a sturdy but good quality leather, which also means that it doesn't really scratch, and I love that about it, because when you use the bag so often, you don't want it to scratch so much. I actually got one scratch on the hardware. I don't know where, and I don't know if you can even see it. I don't know when did I get it or how. I'm super upset about it, but I just try not to think too much of it because scratches will come either way. So my camera overheated. I don't know exactly where I was, but I think I was talking about how great the size is for an everyday bag. But now let's also move on for the interior of this bag. So when you open this up, you have this suede lining here. It looks worse on the on the camera. I can see that you can see this folding section more on camera, that I can actually see it here in real life. I think it's also because the light is coming from that way. But either way, so you have a little bit of suede here. I'm happy it's not more, because suede is a bit bitchy. You can get a lot of stains on it, or like signs of use. And then in here you have the leather lining, which is in this like Bordeaux, almost purple like color. You can see there are two departments, and then there's a card holder section right here. It has the Mulberry detail with the croc detail as well, so it's right there. I still have the authentication card, or like the Mulberry cards in there. I don't know why didn't I take them out, but whatever. And then yeah, you have like two kind of spacious departments. It's definitely not as flexible as the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis that has 3 departments, and also the bag itself is more like squishy. This one is a bit more firm, so you cannot put that many things in. Also, when I compare this to my Fendi Mama Baguette, I'm gonna put the video up here, that can have everything. It can have a beer play headset, it can have water bottles, big everyday things. This cannot have that, but I think it's also a more like somewhat sophisticated bag, and some people simply prefer to have 2 departments instead of 1. And when you get 2 departments in a size like this, of course you won't be able to put big things in it. You can still put a lot of things in, but the size of those things are smaller, if that makes sense. I would say for a type of bag like this, I prefer it this way. I prefer it with 2 departments instead of 1. I'm not going to carry anything heavy in this, and I also don't want to make it, you know, stand out too much. So I think it makes sense the way they build it, and I think everything about this bag makes sense. I already got so many compliments about it, and I think this is really a bag I'm going to wear years and years on, because this is a classic. It's never been a trend piece. I don't think it ever will be. As I said, it's so underrated. I don't know, I really don't know why, because I think people who like the Yves Saint Laurent, for example, I was thinking about the Sunset at one point, then I was thinking about the Loulou. I would say Loulou is closer to my heart now than the Sunset is, but I would say this is somewhat of a mixture between those 2 styles, because you have a little bit of sophisticatedness with the shape and stuff, but still with the crop detail, and then the chain, you get a little bit of the Loulou vibe. Not really the vibe, but it's because it's also a little bit more slouchy, casual. So I think it's the perfect mixture between a casual and a classy bag, in my opinion, for my everyday use. Real quick, I'm gonna give you like a comparison, like a size comparison. I don't know how this is going to go. So for example, I have the Fendi Mama baguette here. So this is the bigger baguette, not the small size. So this is how they look next to each other. And again, the lighting is so bad. Like in this lighting, the bag looks like it's brown. It is a black bag. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the sun outside. So this one is definitely wider, and it has 1 department. I would say this looks bigger than this one. Also, it's way more slouchy, but you get the idea. And then I think it's much closer size-wise to this one. So if you look at how it looks side by side, this is wider, but if you look like this, okay, I don't know how to show you, but width-wise, I think they are super similar. This is, as I said, is more slouchy than this one. Okay, I cannot really have all 3 next to each other, but I think you get the idea of the sizing. As you can see, these are my favorite size bags. I also have some other ones, but I think for crossbody, this is basically the perfect size. But I'm not gonna talk more about either the size or anything else. I think I told you the most important thing. Duration, I cannot say so much about because I had it for like 2 months, but as far as I can tell, I think it will last for a very long time. I don't think it will have too many scratches on. Maybe the hardware will get some scratches on because it's very shiny. What's the word for it? So it's not really like the antique silver like on the Dionysus line. I really don't know the word for it, but so it's more like the hardware that gets scratches on easily, but the leather part will definitely be durable, in my opinion. That's how I can sense it so far, but at one point I might come back with a feedback. And as I said, because it's never been a trend, I think it's always going to stay a classic. And if I decide to resell it within, I don't know, a few years, I don't think I can lose a lot on it. But yeah, either way, I think it was a really good purchase. I think you could sense during this video that I'm not on the top of my game, but I hope you got some information out of this video. And if you like this bag, I would really advise to just set up some notifications on Vestiaire Collective and places like that, because I don't think you can buy this new anymore. But if you're interested, just try to, you know, reach out to your local Mulberry store and hear if they have it, because I really don't know what the state with it is. All I can say is that I couldn't find it in Denmark anymore, so I don't know. But I hope you liked this video, and if you did, then please remember to like it and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!